Pada Februari 2022, invasi besar-besaran Rusia memasuki Ukraina dengan gempuran serangan rudal dan darat. 19 November 2024, hampir 3 tahun atau 1000 hari sejak invasi tersebut dimulai, kerugian korban jiwa dan material di Ukraina terus meningkat. Menurut data pemerintahan Ukraina, selama 1000 hari invasi, Rusia telah meluncurkan 12.000 serangan rudal dan 33.000 bom udara. Lebih dari 11 juta warga Ukraina telah mengungsi, 13.000 warga terkonfirmasi meninggal, dan sekitar 70.000 tentara dan warga dinyatakan hilang atau ditangkap pasukan Rusia. Serangan bertubi tersebut menjadi tonggak sejarah yang suram dan paling mematikan di Eropa sejak Perang Dunia Kedua. CNN Indonesia duduk bersama Duta Besar Ukraina untuk Indonesia, Vasil Hamianin, yang percaya bahwa Rusia tak akan berhenti menyerang hingga berhasil menguasai seluruh wilayah Ukraina.
Russia would not stop just at the point of having the land or occupying the territory. The aim of Russia is to control the whole Ukraine, and if we imagine that what happened in the, if we just remember what happened in the already occupied territories, we'll see the devastation and death. So fortunately, Ukrainian government, Ukrainian president, all the people understand that surrender means death to Ukrainians.
So considering all of that, is there a message you would like to convey to the international community?
The full-scale Russian aggression in Ukraine is not just a challenge for Ukraine. It's the challenge for in the small scale is a challenge for Europe. On the bigger scale, it's a real challenge for the whole world order, for the safety of every country in every corner around the globe. Because this will endanger the food security, energy security, nuclear security and safety, which is of a grave concern of every democratic country, every democratic leadership around the globe.
Indonesia recently showed interest in joining BRICS, a group where Russia is a prominent member. What do you think of this move, and how do you think this will impact future relations between the two countries, Indonesia and Ukraine?
The principle of democratic foreign policies, democratic diplomacies, free diplomacy around the world is non-interference with the foreign policies of other states. We are free countries, we can choose. Only one correction, I don't think that Russia is the influential member in BRICS so far. This is the community where China takes lead for sure, and there are lots of very different countries in this community. I will not say this is an organization. So it's absolutely up to every government, up to every nation to decide where are they going to participate. So I would not see that BRICS expressed any hostile will or hostile feelings towards Ukraine. On the contrary, in the last BRICS summit, I think that there were very serious concerns regarding the Russian aggression, regarding the peace in Europe and worldwide. So that's, well, it's always the hope that the platforms and gatherings of that kind will discuss peace, not from the points of the interests, sometimes the dirty interests of some states like Russia, but from the point of humanity, justice, freedom and peace.
Di bawah pemerintahan Prabowo Subianto, Ukraina berharap Indonesia bisa terus berpegang pada prinsip diplomasi bebas aktif agar dapat berkontribusi secara adil dan konstruktif dalam mendukung resolusi konflik secara damai sesuai hukum internasional. Tim Liputan CNN Indonesia, Jakarta.